What's up with you? What's up with you though? What's up with you? Pull on up, man. We got to start it again. We have to start again. Yep, right there. There we go. Let's start over. Oh man, Miles J, bro. Miles J. But anyhow, back to this thing, man. So Iran's still going, man. They haven't caved, the might, American might. Um, I see the videos that Trump is putting out. I see the videos he's putting out. It's going to be a situation that it's going to be a situation, man. I hope things work out in our favor. I really do. Like I said again, I want the troops. We need to bring the troops back home. Um, I saw Lindsey Graham. He was running around talking about ignoring the disaster in South Carolina, ignoring they had a natural disaster. I think they had some type of tornado. He's ignoring that, talking about Israel. We got to do something, man. We got to do something. He talking about our friends in Israel. What about your voters in South Carolina? Do they matter? Do they matter? And what about the voters in South Carolina? Do they matter? We don't even care no more, bro. I don't understand this. I don't understand it. I wish these guys would take a hint. I wish they would acknowledge they're outnumbered. I wish that they would just accept that the dominant the dominant people are Americans and just quit, man. I mean, the Fox News crowd, all of these people, man. The Sean Hannitys, we'll just make stuff up, and this is what we're going through, man, in the midst of all of this, in the midst of this war. This is the world we're living in, man. And we wake up this morning, March, what is this, March? This is March the 13th, Friday. And we take a look, man, Ron's still fighting. Trump obviously got news that they were going to quit. And let's talk about the world stage. We're not looking very tough on the world stage. We're looking weak. We're looking weak, and people don't understand that this whole Superman, Spider-Man, Thor, Cat. That's not that they're looking. That's motivating them, just like in Vietnam. That just makes them fight harder. That makes them go harder. They're willing to do more. If they didn't do these things, if they didn't put these videos, I saw the White House put out a video where Trump was on the top of an Iron Man, all of this stuff. That just makes these countries use that to motivate their troops. That's what they do. And we're the American people. We don't want to see that. We want to see our troops go in, win this conflict, and come back home. And we want to see negotiations. We want to see negotiations on the board. We want to see Israel sign. They don't have nuclear weapons. We want to see them sign that. They're talking about their neighbors. What are we doing, man? And they're not caving. Trump doesn't understand. They're not caving. These things, these acts, this fluster, this bluster, this is not working. They're not caving. They don't look at you as Iron Man. They don't look at Pete as Captain America. They don't see them the same way. and they're willing to fight, man. And we need to get out of there because we're a different people. We're more advanced. And that is the problem. We could go back, like I said, to the Terminator. Go look at the movie, The Terminator. Go and look at the movie. They were advanced. The machines, they were far more advanced. When you go back and they're in the war torn, I'm not the Arnold, but the kid. He's running around. He's putting up bombs. He's destroying those machines. He's using outdated technology to destroy these ultra advanced machines. I think mistakes are being made. I want to thank MAGA for enabling POS in the White House to start an unnecessary war. It's called, yeah, $2 billion a day. $2 billion. You're cutting healthcare. You're cutting veterans affairs. You're cutting all of these cuts. And for what? What's the bottom line? You know, for what? To destroy Iran? I mean, come on, man. We don't even care about Iran. To go in and just decimate a country, and they're already talking about war camps. Someone needs to let Trump and Pete and all those people know that there's going to become a day of peace. They're going to eventually come down to a day when we're at peace, and they're going to do a review, and then people are going to have to stand and be held accountable, man. And you know, the guy came out and said, if it's an unlawful order, don't take it. And Trump went after the man. He attacked the man. All of this country, man, it's going to be a day of reckoning. I'm not sure about this, man. I'm not sure. Fear me. It's not working. Iran is not buying into it, man. They're not afraid of America. They're not afraid of Israel. They understand they're going to take way more casualties. They understand their people are going to be, they've been living under sanctions for 20 years. They've been living through the struggle. They've always lived through the struggle. We talk about 4K. These people don't even have HD. I don't even think they have broadband in Iran. I think they're still on dial-up. They're still on AOL over there. You know what I'm saying? They're still at the beginning. So they're used to it. I think this is the type of war you negotiate at the peace table. There's been inspectors let into the place. What are we going to do? You know, this constant. Yeah, they're talking about the girls' school. Yeah. I don't even know. Man, when I think about how we're going to pay for that, it just blows my mind. That's going to cost the U.S. taxpayers billions and billions and billions of dollars. That 187, that's going to be, man, that's going to probably be $500 billion in restitution. And Iran's probably going to put that into their weapons. They're probably going to take that money and have that money put into their defenses. And basically, America's buying them a defense. We're going to have to rebuild Iran. We're going to have an influx of Iranian citizens. We see the South Africans, they want to go home. Many of them said they don't want to be here. They've decided to go back to South Africa. I don't know, man. I have no idea, but it's not working, man. And a lot of people, this is one of the first wars I've ever seen where the public is so against it. I haven't never seen this type of public disdain toward a conflict. Even with the Gulf War, there was some, but the majority of the public supported that war. There was some dissension. And I'm telling you what's really going to put gasoline on this fire in America is those returning troops. I'm telling you, man, you're going to see a powder keg when the next wave of U.S. dead is returned to Dover, and we watch those bodies being transferred. You're going to see Americans lose their marbles. They're going to get upset at this, man, because now the war becomes real. It's not a cartoon. This isn't about Iron Man. This is not a movie. This is real. You can't pretend anymore. And when you talk about the tough guys, those are the American service members. Those are the boots on the ground. Those are the people who are behind the machinery, behind the scenes. Those are the people who are the tough guys. Trump, Pete, are you joking? You're joking, right? You're joking. Someone says Trump is having health concerns. I saw him. He's looking bad. He's looking bad. Look like he's been drained. I don't know. He's looking terrible, man. Trump is looking awful. And that's stress, man, the stress of the job. They showed you that a U.S. president, 8 years, it adds years to your life. I mean, it subtracts years from your life. They look worn out. It's constantly having to concern yourself with the affairs of America, constantly. Now we're back at a concern, and they overestimated. They thought it would be over with. And I agreed with them. Guess what? I thought, Iran can't keep up with America, man. I'm like, and Israel, as Trump says, we're going to hit them so hard. We're going to hit them. We're going to hit them so hard. But they're still fighting, man. They're still fighting. They're still shooting off missiles. They're going after defenses. They've got down all $1 billion, a defensive network. Now, Israel, we no longer have that defensive network. There's rumors that there's a video of Bibi. He's got 6 fingers. People say it's AI. There's a rumor that Israel's not telling us the truth. People believe Bibi has been deleted. No one's seen him in 4 days. Ever since his brother, they bombed his brother. We haven't seen him for 4 days. The Iranian, the new Ayatollah, we see him. He's made a statement about he's never going to give up. Haven't seen Bibi. We need to see Bibi. Where's Bibi at? Where's Bibi at? There is a video of him. It's got 6 fingers. Is that AI? What's going on? What's going on? He says, what you fail to understand is if they get a nuke weapon, they will use. Do you really think they would not use it? Do you really think that every POTUS for years have tried everything to stop and fail? They're not going to get, first of all, they're not going to get a nuclear weapon. A, B, if they wanted one, but I don't know what makes you think you can stop them. If they wanted one, they can get one. Do you think it's really not, when you go and look at the breakdown of a nuclear weapon, how to make it, really not that hard. You get the uranium and you melt the uranium and you change it. It's all a chemical process. Once you change it, you have the machinery. You put that together. So what is a conductor or whatever? I don't have a nuclear weapon. I'm saying you put it through that, and you get your payload. You get your yellow cake, and then you go through that and you enrich it, and there you go. You got weapons grade uranium right there. You put it in it, and there you go. There you go. And you have it. We got bigots in the chat. I don't know why these guys like coming over here. You're not going to like what I say. You're not going to like what I say. They want me to be one of those Negroes that they can put a collar on his neck and walk around and tell him what to say. And he believes every bit of propaganda coming out of the White House. He's the type of guy who has a poster of Trump in an Iron Man suit. Trump in an Iron Man suit. Trump. Did you see Trump yesterday? Trump looked horrible. He's all dehydrated. He's obviously on some type of IV, man. He's forgetting things. He's dehydrated. Someone says he wears Depends. I don't know, man. I don't know. You will predictably be discomforted listening to me. Let me just tell you guys that. If you think that I'm going to be a rubber stamp for everything this administration does. If you think I'm a rubber stamp, you're dreaming. Okay, I'm not. I'm a very fair person. I cut down the middle. You don't like it. I mean, I don't know why you listen. You're just going to get upset. You're just going to get upset, and they do. And look, and America does like the black Negro who panders to white racism, panders, and there's a bunch of them on YouTube. You would be more appropriate over there. They say he has kidney issues. Wow. You would be more satisfied on the channels where the Negroes pander to white racism, okay, than you would be over here. I'm sorry, I know you're used to your Negroes being under your thumb, but they're not under your thumb over here, right? Now, once again, was this well, in my opinion, I think that America's a much stronger country. I would think that it would have been a cakewalk, but they didn't quit. And that's what happens with Trump. Trump said, I want to, a couple of days, and they surrender. I see that. I can see that, but I think it was a bad idea to go in there, United States. It was a horrible idea. He went in there. He went into Iran, and this is what we have now. We have this quagmire. And it's getting worse, and we're losing on the world stage. What about our allies? What about the people who support us? It's fast becoming just us and Israel. And you got Lindsey Graham, who people say is lighting the loafers, and he needs to be worried about South Carolina. He needs to be worried about his district. What is he on there talking about our friend? What are you talking about, man? Hey, we're already over there. You have no idea what Trump people think of black people. You are insane. They are using you behind your back. They are using racial slurs to refer to you, idiot. I don't know about me, but I mean, it wouldn't matter to me what they did, because in the end of the day, I'm a fair person, and I don't pander. Now that's what you have on this YouTube. We know people do it for the money. The black guy comes on here and panders, and you can listen to the black guy. They don't even believe the stuff they say. They'll come on here pandering, talking about this and that, and they don't even live like that. They live like the people that they tell white folks they don't like. And they live, their whole family's like that. Their whole family's thugs, criminals, animals. Their sisters are baby moms. They were raised by a single mom, but they'll get on here and they'll pander with white racism. Oh, yeah, what we need to do. And you guys fall for that? Because I know that. I'm like, well, are you serious? They're serious. And this whole thing, man, Jared Kushner, this is ridiculous. Donald Trump, you're getting old, but come on, man. What are you doing, man? We over here in Iran. We're at what, day 11? We have a casualty. We have bodies being flown back to America. We have bodies being flown back to America. We have a complete imbecile having videos produced where he's in a Iron Man suit. He's not over there. That's what I don't understand. Like, why do you keep trying to include? Now he could be. Trump, you could be. You are the president, Trump. If you would like to lead a ground war, you can put yourself out there. You can take your troops and you can be in the front. You can get on the front lines. But he keeps putting this up. What is that? But look, respect to the troops. But come on, Trump, you're not out there fighting. You're the president. Look at this guy. Hey, it took us all of what? It took us all of 18 minutes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what we got. It took us 18 minutes. You're too stupid to understand that Obama and Biden, Joe Biden, you're too stupid to understand that Obama and Biden supported and made it possible for them to have weapons of mass destruction. Oh, man, can you believe that? Come on, when he gave them back their own money, their money. And how much money do you think he's going to give them for that girls' school? And what do you think they're going to do with that money? Buy cupcakes and sandwiches. That money's going into their war. That money's going right into Daddy Warbucks. When America pays for those 160 children, and they're going to have to pay. You know, they might not do it today. 5 years from now, 6 years from now, they're going to pay $800, $900 billion for what happened to that school. Where do you think that money's going to go? That money's going into the pockets of Iran. They're going to probably buy weapons with it. And when we're getting into AI, they'll probably buy a bunch of more advanced drones, AI drones. This guy's talking about Joe Biden and Obama. Obama was a liberal president. He was nothing more. He was a Democrat to the most democratic degree. Obama, of course, yeah, he was a Democrat. He did what the Democrats do. What about Obama? Biden was a Democrat. Joe Biden was also vice president. Remember this. Joe Biden was vice president for 8. Then he got another term. And if he wouldn't have had that meltdown during the debate, Joe Biden would have been president. Now, let me say something. Let's talk about that. The whole Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, dementia, all of that stuff. I didn't agree with any of that. I didn't agree. Man, in fact, minus these wars, minus all of this nonsense, I don't have a problem with Trump. I agree with Trump for the most part. Men's and women's sports, you think I agree with that? I think that's absurd. I didn't like the White House spokesman. Now, this one, I don't particularly care for her, but the one that Biden had, you think I want to hear that woman? That black woman was married to a white woman. Is that what you think I want to wake up in the morning and listen to? Are you joking, man? Come on, man. I didn't agree with Joe Biden. You guys are nuts. What makes you think I support Joe Biden? I didn't support that. I guess you got to take the good with the bad, though. You know what I mean? So if you say, would you rather have Joe Biden right now? Yeah. When it comes to these wars, I don't want to get in these foolish wars because it puts our troops at risk. It puts our troops. When you say you voted for, I didn't vote for Joe Biden, brother. You guys are nuts. And you voted for Trump. Okay. You voted for Trump. What difference does it make who you vote for? They're all going to be president. They've been trying to get into Greenland since the 40s. They've been trying to get over there to Venezuela since the 80s. So Trump, what is Trump doing that's new? They've been talking about going into Iran for 20 years. What is Trump doing that's new? You don't even know you the guys who don't know what you're talking about. You sit around, you play Soldier of Fortune, you sit around playing Call of Duty, and you're not even good at that. You can't even make it at that. You think that that's being in the service. You got your headset on. This is what's happening here, man. Fortitude. They're getting emboldened because they're lasting. That's making them more and more confident that they can resist. And people are already saying, will Trump surrender? That's what they're saying. They're telling him, Mr. President, if you leave, you surrender. Trump wants out of this. But they're telling him, okay, well, Mr. President, if you leave, that's a flag of surrender to Iran. They won. We had a guy said we haven't won a war since World War II. The the Vietnam War, we had to give that one up. The Gulf War. No, we defended Kuwait. Okay, so we won the Kuwaiti war. We won the Iranian war. The Afghanistan, I don't even know what that was. Winning Afghanistan stayed 20 years, lost countless military members to only leave. And did you see how they left? Because of all the red tape and you got to do this and got to do that. They just hopped on the plane. Did you see all those Afghanistan? They jumped on the wings. Did you see that? Wasn't that terrible? They jumped on the wing of the plane and they tried to leave with America and they fell off the plane. Did you see that? I saw that. That's disgusting. But he had to get out, man. He had to get out. It was time to go. When all is said and done, and that's saying, I'm getting reports. I'm not getting U.S. reports. I'm not getting it from the U.S. It says they just put out 4 crew members killed in Iraq. Now, that was in Iraq. They crashed in Iraq. I don't know what that is. CENTCOM is saying that 4 American servicemen and women have lost their lives in, I'm getting Iraq. It might be Iran, though. It might be Iran. That's what we're getting over here. I hope not. And if that is true, if that's true, let's bring the troops home, man. Let these men and women of the service, let them defend America. Let them stand up. Let them come home to their families. Why are we over there? You keeps talking about if Iran gets a nuke. Are you serious, man? You think Iran can get a nuke and send it here? Are you nuts? That is the most ridiculous thing. He thinks Iran's going to get a nuclear weapon and fire it to America. The fact that you would believe that, the fact that you could even conceive that would never happen. That would never happen. They're incapable of doing that. They're incapable of doing it, brother. Bomb them back to the prehistoric age. They're already in the prehistoric age. Then what? Okay, once you bomb them to, who's going to take care? You're going to let 90 million? Okay, let's say it's 80 million. Okay, let's take 10 million off 80 million. So what are you going to do with those 80 million mouths and lives? And they have to live. What are you going to do with them? America? A world? What's the world going to do with that? I thought we want to get the immigrants out. We're gonna wind up inheriting quite a bit of them. Then what? Like the stream, brother. We tell the truth over here, man. There we go. And we're gonna keep telling the truth. Trump won both terms because of the military vote. Which terms did he win? He won one. Oh, you're talking about he ran. Okay. Okay. There you go. Sean, send them to Iran. Sean, send the troops to Iran, brother. They voted for Trump. There you go. I don't know what makes you think that you guys going to get some type of disagreement from me. I agree with you. I wouldn't want to go there, though. I wouldn't want to go to Iran, the Strait of Hormuz. That don't even sound cool. The Strait of, I'm going to go over there, the Strait of, with mines all over the place, with camels and dirt. All the women are covered up. Come on, man. You think I want to go over there? Why would I want to go over there? I like America, man, where our women are half naked. Come on, man. I'm going to give me a steak. Give me a beer. I like America, man. When I can go to a Walmart and most of the women I have naked, man, this is America, man. I like America. I want to go to Iran, man, with camels and dirt. Come on, man. What we doing? What are we doing over here, man? What are we doing? Trump, they're not afraid of you, Pete. It's not working. You're trying, but it's not working. We eventually will go back to that. It would not. Yeah, he said it would not. It would be nice to be an American if Donald Trump was not the leader. Unfortunately, I have to agree with you. I don't like all this bluster. I don't like all this saber rattling. I don't like that, man. I like America has always been a quiet, comfortable land of milk and honey, man, almost like a paradise. You know, we like our 4K. We like our 200-inch TVs. We like our football. We like our college football. We like our beverages. We like our manicured lawns. We like our parks. We like our pedigree pets. We like our $2,000 Alaskan Huskies, and we live in Georgia. We like our $3,000 pits. Obedience school. Private school for our kids. We like our thing. We like our items, man. We like, this is America. Our super trucks. We like it. And we're losing that. And we're losing that. We like our Uber now. We can go anywhere, man. Pick up the phone. Here's our ride. Boom. You don't have to worry about it. If your money funny, you don't have to worry about your cousin anymore. You don't have to worry about someone saying they're going to pick you up and they don't. And you get late and you get fired. And you're calling them and they just lied. You don't have to do that anymore. We're in the land of Uber. In fact, if you date women now, some of you guys still do. Some of you guys are incels. If you date women now, they'll ask you for Uber. You're like listening to them. They're like, hey, can you hit me off for an Uber? Can you give me about $13? I got to go to work. You're like, what? What's this for? My Uber. What's that? Apple Pay? Is that stuff? Apple Pay? I don't even know how to use that. I got money in that. I've had money in Apple Pay for. I got to get that out of. I got to go on the internet and figure out how do you transfer money from Apple Pay to Cash App. If you want to know who's tricking, if you want to know who's giving women money, if they got Apple Pay, there's that's probably a 90% possibility. That's probably because I think you can have bad credit in there. I don't know what it is. I got talked into do it years ago. That didn't go anywhere, but it's called life, man. Ups and downs, man. We got Donald Trump. We got Pete. We got Donald Trump. We got Pete. And this is what you get, bruh. It's not working with Iraq. Iraq's not buying it. I mean, it's not Iran. Iran's not buying it. They're not backing down, man. And it's the classic, why don't they quit? You assume they would quit. They're not going to quit. Iran does not have weapons of mass destruction. And that's a lie. Yeah, that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. America, man, when you think of the group, come on, man. You guys, America. It's one of my favorite groups. The Tin Man. Remember that? Oz never gave nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. Come on, man. That's the giant. That's America, man. That's what I like. That's a peaceful, laid back Ventura Highway in the sunshine. The days are. That's America, man. I don't like this new America that we have with the Trump and all of this violence. Come on, man. That's not us. That's never been us. That's not us. What's going on? That's not us, man. I get it. We are tough, man. We're tough as nails. But come on, man. Let's get up out of Iran, man. It's dust and camels. I don't want to be in Iran. The women are all covered extra in burqas and robes and sheets. Nah, man, give me my American women, man. Give me America. Give me the Walmarts. I'm not even talking about a strip club. Give me a Walmart. Give me the summertime in America. I like my women dressed the way they dress in America. They're not covered in all those blankets and sheets and what is that? I don't want to carry all them damn guys taking all them sheets. I don't like camels. Have you seen a camel, man? I don't like camels. Give me a horse, man. I'm American, man. Give me a stallion. Give me a strong, what's that, Tonto, Long Ranger? What was the name of that horse? What was the name of Long Ranger's horse? It slips my mind. What was the name? Long Ranger had a horse. It was a white stallion. What was the name of that horse? Damn. What was the name of that horse? Silver. Yeah, I like silver, man. I don't like camels. I like silver. You see what I'm saying? It's a big, I don't want to be in Iran. The camels look messed up. Their backs messed up. They're lumpy. They got a jaw thing. They got a messed up jaw. Man, give me silver. Give me a stallion, man. A big American strong. That's America. And see, we don't know that we're used to that till we go to Iran. And then we realize, wait a minute. I don't think I like this very much. Where's the grass? Does anybody have a lawn? Like, does anybody do lawn care over here? Like, look at this place. Where's the grass? I know somebody. I'm gonna get on Amazon, man. I'm gonna order me a yard. I'm not gonna be over here with no grass. No grass, man. The women are all covered in blankets. You're like, wait a minute. I don't know if I like this. But this war, right? It's sad, man, but this is how wars fought. You need to be reserved as a leader. You got to put confidence in your people. This is ridiculous. You don't put images of yourself, and the White House has done that with Trump. The White House did that. It came from the White House. They put out this video of Trump as Iron Man. They had the little face mask go down. Trump's not in this war. Obama wasn't in the war. Where are you getting it? They're out there actually doing the fight. They're not doing that. And it is offensive. I don't like that. It said, move to Iran. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ron wouldn't like me, man. I'm not boring like that. I don't like to just sit around with a bunch of stinking. You know what a camel smells like, man? Yeah, they wouldn't like me, man. I don't want to have to live around camels. I don't want to have to burn my poop. No working toilet, camels, dirt, fires, a whole bunch of dudes in a circle. All of our women are covered in blankets. No, thank you, brother. That's when I jump into the Strait of Hormuz and I try to swim back to America. Nah, that's a no for me, brother. I'll deal with the sharks. I'll deal with the tides. That's a no for me. It's not meant for everybody, man. And let me tell you something. If you're a man and you want to sit around a fire 8, 9, 10 deep and listen to people tell you old tales, you're an impotent man. That's an impotent man. That's an impotent man. Why would I want to sit around listening to a bunch of old dudes drink coffee by a fire with camels in the back? That's an impotent man. That's not, and I'm a red-blooded American man. Believe me, that ain't for me. That's a no for me. That's a no. They'll say, he made platinum, you too American. I say, you're right. Yes, I'd say, you're right. No, you enjoy the camel. And no, that's for you. At night, sometimes we deliver our manhood to the camel. No, you're not. I'm not going to. Hey, man, I'm out of here. You guys are something else. Can you imagine that? I'm like, man, wait a minute, bro. You tripping. Wait, what'd you just say? You do what with the camel? Bro, you tripping. Bro, hey, bro. No, bro. Hey, bro. No, bro. No way. I don't care about your ways. Bring the troops back home, man. Nobody need to be over there having to live like that, man. We're American men. We want steaks. Come on, man. We're American men. We want to put up fences and we want to talk bad about our neighbors. We don't want to sit around no circle, and we like our pets. We brag on our $2,000, $3,000 pets when we have our reunions. Come on, man. It's when you take your pit bull. You know what I don't like about people who take bulls to parks? They take a pit bull to a park, and the pit bull doesn't have any real training. And you can see that thing. That thing is vicious. And they're like, oh, he's a nice guy. That thing. And you just looking at him and say, oh, he's just fun. He just wants to play. You better get that thing. You know, and that's why I don't exercise in the inner city. I don't even go. I stay on I go to the suburbs and I exercise. I try it. And also the suburbs. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Because your pets, because I've been bitten. I was out in the white community and I was exercising, and she knows who she is. That dog jumped up and bit me. It didn't break the skin, and she's talking something. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you are sorry. You got to have your leash tight, man. You can't. The dog knows what he's doing, man. He'll get a little tension, and he said, oh, I see him. He said, I got him. He said, she's holding me loose too. Man, that dog just jumped up and bit my hand. So it goes both ways, man. It can happen to both people. But I go to the suburbs and I exercise. I don't even deal with the hood. The hood's last time I was in the hood, man, a pit made a beeline at me, man. And I knew I got this brick. I saw him coming. And I got this brick, And he saw me with that brick, and I guess he understood what that meant. And I stopped walking, and I picked the brick up, and I said, okay, come on. You want to be my friend? Come on, let's be friends. I was going to smack him with that brick. And he stopped, and he went the other way. I said, okay. And I said, you know what? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? You can't exercise in the hood. You can't exercise. Even if you don't know wallet, just got your ID. There's nothing to steal. So I just hopped in my car and I went to the suburbs and I was all right there. But there are other, no, not for me. I don't go to exercise in the suburb. We're talking about Trump, though. Okay, we just sometimes we get sidetracked. I don't necessarily go to the suburbs I go to exercise, but there are certain things. There are certain things that if you go as a black man, you can partake in. Let me tell you, if you like white women, that's where they are. So, okay, if it's not really what I'm into, but if you're into that, that's certainly, you should investigate that. They're there. And in my experience, I can't speak on you, but they're very, very welcoming and, pleasant. At least to me, they are. I have no problem, man. You want to talk about American women and not necessarily wearing clothes. They don't know. A lot of them don't wear a lot of clothes either. I will say that. I'm trying to work out. I be like, what the? Okay. I see you. Plus, I see a lot more fit. Women are real fit. A lot of runners, like a lot of real, like marathon runners, real great fitness. More so than, but also just safety, man. I know a place right now, just safety. It's a church by there. It's a school. Always been a pleasant time. In fact, it's very safe. In fact, you may not believe me. I've been exercising at 2:00 in the morning. And guess who was on the track with me? No, I'm serious. White women. No, listen, even for me, I thought that was bizarre. I was like, man, white women out here at 2:00, they were out there exercising, man. I don't know them, so I'm on the track. I did not expect to see white women at 2:00 in the morning, no lights, running around this track. But they did have a lot of police there. So I just wanted you to know that. A lot of police. It was nothing for the police to come there and shine that light. They used to do that to me a lot. I didn't take it racially. I didn't. I thought it was messed up, though. I was more concerned with being shot. But that guy used to light me up all the time. He put that light on me and just hold it on me. And I'm looking at the dude. I was like, what you want? I get in the light. I was like, what you doing? Come on, man. You see me. What you want? I'm exercising. Yeah. He just hold it on me. And then by the time I made it around, he was gone. I said, hey, man, light me up. I'm here to exercise. I ain't trying to break into nobody's. I'm not bothering nobody. I used to walk on the grass too, man. No, I'm telling you, no. I used to get off the track and walk on the grass just to show people, hey, man, I'm just here to exercise. Don't stereotype me at all. No, I'm serious. I used to see people coming up. I just get on the grass. Leave me alone. I'm here to exercise. And you know what? They left me alone. What's going on? Iranian update. Iran is still fighting back. A new barrage of missiles was sent to Tel Aviv. Also, there's a video of Netanyahu, Bibi Netanyahu. There's a video out. He's got 6 fingers. This is amongst the rumors that he is no longer with us. We hope that's not true. Bibi, will you please come? Will you make a video and at least let us count your fingers? People are saying you're an AI now. I hope that's not true. He said, I hope that's not true, man. Like the stream. I don't know what you're talking about. Just watch for the septum ring. I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what to, you must, well, whatever. Yeah, we're going to move on. Look. Oh, insult. I forgot. You're too stupid to understand that Obama and Joe Biden. Hey, man, can you humor me? Let's do this because I've been wanting to do this anyhow. Can you humor me? Let's do 30 seconds of Joe Biden. Come on, I got the clock. Where's my clock at? They've changed windows. Where's my clock? I used to have a little timer. Where's my timer at, man? Come on. And if you're in the chat, you want to participate, just put it in the chat. Put Joe Biden. Let's do 30 seconds of Joe Biden, okay? Because that's what they're going to say is Joe Biden's fault, right? The Iran war, this is Joe Biden's fault. So, in respect to that, let's give you 30 seconds of Joe Biden, okay? Starting now. Joe Biden, 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 Joe Biden. There you go. There you go. There you go. Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault. The war in Iran is Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden. We used to be a different country, man. We were together. When I talked about America, that's what, 72, 71, 60s. Even with the Vietnam War, man, we were together. We're changed now. We got guys out here talking about Joe Biden every 5 seconds. This is Trump's war. This is a war of choice. This is Trump's war. This war it's just like Trump changing the color on his limo. Hey, I think I'll have a yellow limo. That's a choice. But sir, it's black. Well, I want it yellow. That's a choice. This war is a choice with Trump. He made a choice to participate in it. This is a war of choice. And it's not working out the way he wants it to work out. They don't see Iron Man and Captain America. They're dug in deep in those sands. Those men have been sleeping with those camels, living in that dirt. How are we going to make them say, give in? If anything, America's going to surrender. Obama sent $2 billion in cash of their money. Obama sent them back their money. Obama, you want to do 2 minutes of how about 2 minutes of Obama? We just did 30 seconds of Joe Biden. You want 2 uninterrupted minutes of Barack Obama? Nah, I think I won't do that one. Bro, Obama is a liberal. You guys got to get that through your head. I hear all these people talking about his race. I know he's white and he's black, he's mixed. Obama's a liberal. And that's what he does. If you take the stupidity out of your brain that because he's of mixed race, that some kind of way he's going to do something for black people. Do Democrats do anything for black people now? Obama is a liberal. That's the way you look at him. Stop looking at him as a black man. He's a liberal. He went into office as a Democrat and he behaved as a Democrat. What do you expect him to do? The troops are supposed to fight JM, but the mission needs to be explained to them. They need to understand that their fight is a noble fight. It can't just be because Trump wants to do it. It can't be just because. Just because I go in a run, it doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I've done something wrong. I shouldn't even go there because I know you guys don't know about that. That's that black music that you never hear there. Now, I hear it, but you never hear. You don't know nothing about no just because. Let me see something. Let me see my chat. Hold on. If you're a white guy, who sings the song Just Because? You guys wouldn't know about that. Thank you. I know you don't know about that. Thank you. You guys wouldn't. You wouldn't know. You don't know nothing about that. He said we got a Klansman. Yeah, well, he wouldn't know. You see that? That's well, look at this, man. A song as old and as common as Just Because. But see, that you're not gonna hear that. You're not gonna hear that on MTV. You're not gonna hear that on your pop station. That's not a pop song. That's a black community song. Very strong. And I wouldn't expect you to understand it. Do you know there are people overseas that are listening to that song, though? Like the stream, man. It's sad to see Trump go out like this, man. The guy, to me, he was a tough guy. He's a rebel. I don't know, man. It scares me. He says the fighting will not stop until Iran surrenders. And they're still going. Yeah, I see nobody has figured out who sang that song, though. Isn't that something, man? Sometimes you think that we're closer than we are. You know, we're still very, very separated, man. The fact that you don't know, I mean, all of the people, if you're in this chat and you happen to be Caucasian persuasion and you don't know that song, it just shows you how divided we are, because that's a very common song in the black community. The fact that you don't know that just shows you how different we are. And we out here trying to fight wars together with this huge division amongst us, man. Iran called him to surrender and he said too late. You believe that? It's too late to do what? They said they bombed everything over there. It's too late to do what? You believe that? Hold up. And you believe that? He said Iran called. Bro, Iran ain't called him. Iran's still going. He been asking Iran. Trump been running around here with peace feelers. Since he started the war, he's been running around with peace feelers. Since Trump started this war, he's been running around with peace feelers, begging Iran to stop. They keep going. They also put out a list of demands. We'll stop when you give us reparations. We'll stop when you give us, they want to change the borders. They want to do a lot of stuff. They're blackmailing America. They're changing a lot. I don't know what we're going to do, man. I hope this works, though. I hope Iran sees Trump as an Iron Man, Pete, Captain America, and they just stop, man. And we can all go back on to our regular life, man. We deserve to go back to our creature comforts and stuff. Just go back to living our normal, mundane American lives. We're not Iranian. We don't want to live in the dirt. We don't want to live in the sand. We're Americans. We want to live in the land of milk and honey, and we deserve it. And we deserve it. We deserve to have the finer things. We deserve to have all of our stuff made in China, including our Jordans. We deserve an opportunity to go fight over the next pair of Jordans that's made in China. We deserve to get our tablets that we never use. Our phones that we never use, really. We deserve that. That's the American way, man. That's the American way. We want a big steak. We want give me a 30-ounce steak. Give me a 40-ounce steak. And I'm only going to eat 15 ounces because I'm American. Because I'm an American. I'm not Iranian. I don't have to eat the whole thing. That's what they do. I'm going to leave most of it on my plate. That's the way we are, man. The land of milk and honey, man. Excess. Excess. You tell your daughter she wants a bike. You want a bicycle? She's 9. You want a bicycle? You ready? I got to make sure you can ride. Once I know you can ride, I'm gonna buy you a new bike. Okay. You know what you do? You show up with 2 of them. And she said, Dad, I only wanted 1. Say, I know, but you're American. You can have 2. That's how you do them, man. They walk around, they tell the world, I'm American. I asked for 1 bike. My dad bought me 2. Why? I'm American. Yeah, we this is about excess. This is the land of milk and honey. I did it. She said no one does that. Yes, they do that. You teach your kids that they can have what they want. They got to work hard. They don't have to take the kibbles and bits of society. They don't have to live on the bottom. You take your kids to a homeless shelter, and unfortunately, the things you might say with the windows up about the people there might not be flattering. But you point that out to tell them those are the people. You keep making all these B's and C's. That's where you're going to be at. You talking to the wrong person. I'm telling you, boy. Hey, boy, you keep bringing out these bad report cards, your ass going to be right there with them. That'll put the fear of God in him. Believe me, he don't want to be there. So they ain't got no woman. So you want to be in that dirty building with all them bums with no woman? Or look at that woman. That woman, look at all that stuff coming out of her mouth. You know she got disease. Look at that head. Look at that thing. Look at that nappy head. Yeah, brother, and believe me, them kids, you're going to be getting straight A students right there. Bam! Straight A's. Like the stream, man. We got to ban you for that, brother. Your disgusting, sick mind. Don't bring that over here, brother. Well, you don't have to. You can't no more. We got rid of you. Like the stream, man. What we doing, man? It's Friday. Friday. Everybody getting out there tonight. What's up? What's up with you? What's up with you? Everybody getting involved tonight. It's a Friday night in America, bro. What, you know what? We take that for granted. We're in the middle of a war. I want you to do this tonight. Go out. I want you to go somewhere in America. I want you to go out somewhere. Go get you a steak. If you want to, go to a nightclub. Go to a social gathering somewhere. Go to a concert. Go to a casino. And let me tell you why. As an individual who's been to war, I wished to God I didn't have to be going through that war. Out of respect to them and appreciation of our service members, go out and enjoy the American way of life. And I want you to think, I could be on that ship. I could be in that foreign land. I could be in service and I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. That's appreciation. Go out there, enjoy yourself, and appreciate this freedom that we have here. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. That's how we show our respect. And we need to bring the troops home. We need to bring all the troops home. Hey, Trump, send the troops back. The troops belong here. The troops belong here with us. Let them serve. We don't need to do this war of choice. There's no need for this to happen. And then we got an update. We had four new casualties because of this war. They're not telling us all the bodies. Hegseth claims Iran has no longer the capability to build more weapons. Iranian attacks escalate across the Middle East as container ships struck. Here we go. Hegseth says U.S. has hit 15K targets in Iran. Air Force crash kills 4. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs Chair, Dan Kane, okay, Dan Kane, briefed media about the military operations in Iran on Friday morning. The second this week, it came after a KC-135 refueling aircraft crashed in Iraq on Thursday, deleting 4 of the 6 service members aboard. Central Command said rescue efforts were continuing for the remaining 2 service members. Attention to the operations is fixed in the Strait of Hormuz, with U.S. military intervention in the key waterway sparking concerns about rising oil prices amid the conflict in Iran. All of that is amping up political pressure on President Trump. The partial government shutdown hits the 1-month mark on Friday. On Capitol Hill, pressure is growing on senators to hammer out a deal funding the Department of Homeland Security, as thousands of federal employees are at risk of going without pay for a full month. Trump on Friday heads to Mar-a-Lago after greeting nationals, fanals, rodeo winners at the White House. There's no evidence of Iran laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. When asked if Iran is laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz, Hegseth said, "We've heard them talk about it, just like you reported wildly about it, but we have no evidence, no clear evidence of that." Hegseth said, "Investigation still ongoing into the school strike." Hegseth said the military investigation into the school bombing that deleted more than 160 people, mostly students, remains ongoing. The New York Times reported this week that an initial Pentagon report put blame on the U.S. for the Tomahawk missile strike. We're not going to let reporting lead us or force our hand into indicating what happened in a particular situation because the truth matters. So I can report to the CENTCOM has designated an investigation to complete a commanding review. Command investigation will take as long as necessary. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And that's Pete Hegseth saying there's no mine in the Strait of Hormuz. I disagree. There are mines there. Hegseth blasts CNN. He blasts CNN. What, they don't want people to report? Hegseth ripped a CNN report saying Trump was not prepared for Iran's move to close the Strait of Hormuz. For decades, Iran has threatened shipping industry. This is always what they do. CNN doesn't think we thought of that. This is nonsense, bro. This is Hegseth's at war with his own country. He's at war with his own country. He's hit 5,000 targets. Okay, come on home. What are you waiting on? Come on home. Come on home. Time to come home. What are you waiting on? 15,000 targets. Come on. 2 billion a day. You're talking about CNN? What do we got going on, man? We got a country now where we can't report the news. We can't inform the people. Don't we want to let the people decide? We're a free country, right? We don't want to tell them how to think, or do we? Or do we? Like the stream, man. I'm going to drop the join link, man. I wish MAGA would. You know what? MAGA never comes up. The MAGA people, they'll sit in the chat. I've blocked quite a few of them. They'll sit in the chat and they'll whine and complain. They won't come up, though. Why don't you come up and defend your position? If you think President Trump is Iron Man, come on, man. If that's how you look at Trump, come on. If you think Donald Trump is Iron Man or a superhero, come on up, man. Join the stream. If you're impressed with Pete, come on up. Tough guys. These are the guys who make things happen. These are the guys who change things. These are the guys who put pressure on us. These are the guys our kids look up to. Hey, drink your milk. Say your prayers, and one day you'll be Iron Man like Donald Trump. Iron Man with an IV in your neck bone. Iron Man with a needle in your neck bone. Tough guy. He looking bad, bro. They say he got kidney problem. Oh, he looking, Donald Trump looking, whoo. I ain't never seen him that worn out. He looks so dehydrated, bro. Made me want to go get him a Pepsi. Did you see that? Yeah, when I saw that on TV, I said, man, let me go get him a Pepsi. Hey, Donald, man, come on, get your blood sugars and stuff together, man. You looking soused. You soured out. Yeah, man, he looking bad, man. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Support the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. We got the Super Chat. Okay, hold on, let me put that up there. What's my Super Chat at, man? Here we go, right there. There we go. Plat for game. Plat for game. That's how you do it, man. Support the Cash App. That's how we continue to bring you these wonderful podcasts, the ones that you look forward to, right? That's why we've been doing it. We can't do it if you don't support. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. It's Friday. It's Friday. What we gonna get into, man? It's America, the land of milk and honey, man. You know what I think? I think I'm going to the joint. I'm gonna go to the shake tonight. I'm gonna go to the shake. I'm gonna get me a bottle. I'm gonna get me a couple of bottles. I'm gonna go to the shake. I'm gonna get me a ribeye, a 40-ounce ribeye. I'm gonna enjoy America, man. And I'm doing it for the troops. I'm doing it for them. He said, turn up. Why not, huh? Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh, shout out to T Kill. Shout out player. That's a player right there. Let me tell you something. The guys who support here, you know, they these are men. They're not like these other, you know. Look, shout out to T Kill, $25 holler. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you helping me out too, man. This dude right here, let me tell you something. Vince, you're a simp. You're a simp. Vince, you're a simp. You're a simp. Okay? You claim that you did time and stuff. You're a simp. I challenged you yesterday. You ran off. You're a simp, man. I got the join link posted. You're not going to hit it. You're a simp, man. I don't like guys like this. They're simps. He talking about he did time in his service and stuff. No, you didn't, man, because the guys I know, they're tough guys. They're real tough guys. They're not running around in Iron Man uniforms. They're real tough guys. They're not like you. They're not like you. You're a simp. The tough guys I know who served in the military, they're tough guys. They are not afraid. They go head first into a battle. You're a simp. You're a simp, bro. Bro, you're a simp. You're a simp. Bro, you're a simp. This guy's a simp, man. You know what, bro? I'm finna go here. I'm finna block this guy. You're not worthy to be amongst men, brother. You're not worthy to be over here. You're a simp. We got the join link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts. Support the platform. We'll keep it going. We don't want to deal with simps, though. If you're a simp, we're gonna block you because this isn't the place for you. We're men over here, and women, in the sense that their thoughts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make. We don't abide by being a simp. He said we voted for all this. How come you can't defend it though? Like you sit in the chat box like a coward. You hide in the chat box. You guys say you support this war, but you hide in the chat box. Yeah, that's cowardly to me, man. Defend your position. And that's why Trump can dress up like Iron Man and because you guys are a bunch of simps. This guy brought up some gay stuff. You guys are something else, brother. He said, I already served what I'm supposed to serve again. Yeah, you might have to, man. You might have to get back in there, man, and go serve your country. You know, people made a point about where are the men, right? Now, this was a point made by men. This wasn't made by women. They said, where are the men? They said, if you go look at World War II or World War One, all the men were swept away in World War One because those were the men willing to serve. Many, the cowards and the simps, they stayed in the back. They got deferments. They refused to go serve their country. The men showed up. So you had the casualties and men's lives were lost. Then you had World War II. Once again, American might, American men. Men showed up to get on those ships. Men showed up to be on the ground. Men doomed D-Day. Men showed up. Men went into that beachhead with gunfire being poured at them. Men did that. Those were men. So now when you look around, we're in 2026. Where are the men? Because when you say, where are the men? What I'm saying is, look, most of these guys now, they were born of simps because the men died in the war. And the offspring now is what we have now, these cowards who sit around and they look at Trump like he's Iron Man. And then you tell them, hey, man, first of all, Iron Man's not real. They don't want to believe that. Then you say, well, Donald Trump's not Iron Man. And they don't want to believe that. Then you say, Donald Trump's got an IV in his neck bone. And they don't want to believe that. So that's what I'm saying. Where are the men? Where are the men? Where are the men? What happened? Where did we go wrong? Just like that simp. Hold on, let me put this. I'm gonna put this join link out here again. Just like that simp. He's not gonna come over here, bro. Got to get these simps out of here, brother. They think a war is Call of Duty, and they're not even good at that. Somebody was telling me these are the guys that get eliminated real quickly on Call of Duty. They have all of that fake gun stuff and pop, 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 they get popped. Fortnite warriors. He's a Fortnite warrior. Whatever that is, I don't even know what I don't even know what Fortnite is. Iran's not surrendering. And I know Trump can tell you anything. Iran called to surrender. I said no. Okay. I don't believe that. What's up with your Mace? Iran is not surrendering. Iran is holding their position. Bye, Faye Fence. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm tired of you, brother. A lot of these dudes, look, what you want me to say? A lot of these dudes, I'm not sure what they are. Let me put it like that. But they're not very masculine. How about that? They're not masculine men. Now we're talking. Garb Glore. We're going to stop right there, right? Garb Glore. We're going to stop. You guys got these names, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You tripping, right? He said, you ask, where's the men fighting for something you can't and will never understand. You claim we are simps for Trump, but you sir claim you know, but you never did. The Ayatollah is not surrendering. Get the facts straight. I didn't say he was surrendering. Brother, you need what? I have no that. What, brother, what did you just send me? You ask, where's the men? Okay, where are the men? Fighting for something you can't and will never understand. Oh, help me with that one. They're fighting, the men are fighting for something I can't and will never understand. I don't get that. You claim we are simps for Trump. I never said that. I said that this guy that I blocked was a simp. I never said you were simps for Trump. But you, sir, claim but you never. Man, you know what, bro? Bro, I don't know what to tell you, brother. The Ayatollah is not surrendering. Well, they took him down. They got a new one now. Who said he was surrendering? Trump said he was going to surrender. I never said that guy was going to surrender. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. And I know what that is, man. That's called weed. You done hit the blunt, bro. That's when you hit the blunt, you be off like that. You're gonna make statement here, statement there. You're gonna fade out, and then you're gonna come back. You're gonna think you're making sense. You're gonna say stuff like, "But you, sir, claim you know, but you never did." Yeah, you're gonna say because you've been smoking dope. You're up in the morning smoking dope. You hopped on the tubes, and you out here trying. You sent me 20. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Hit me up again. But you're gonna make statements like, "But you, sir, claim, but you never did." You expect me to understand that? That's weed talk. That's weed talk. That's the talk of the weed. That man said, "But you, sir, claim you know, but you never did." On that stuff. On that smoke. That man gone on that smoke. On that puff. I bet you that man whole house smoked up. He got him some Lego My Egos on a plate. That's one of them blunts from last night too, man. That's that new burn. That's that new burn. Yeah, that's why he can't even talk. That man hit that thing, man. He got online. That man got online. That man said, "But you, sir, claim you know, but you never did." That man cooked. Go ahead and eat that ego, man. Go to sleep, man. And thank God for America that you can do that. Thank God you ain't over there with them camels in that dirt. Say fried. That man that watched Avengers 10 times talking about Trump. That man got him a bag of cookies, some Cokes. His pants real high too. A lot of times when they be weird, they be having like, them ankle beaters. They be putting their waist over there like they navel. They put their pants over their navel and then they had that little ankle beaters. You know they off. When you see men, they walking around with ankle beaters, you know they off. You know he's off. And then he's talking about weed and all that. He'll be talking about you did, but you never said, but you never did. You know he on that smoke. He got a laptop, then hopped on the internet, cooked. But he sent me a 20 piece. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, bro. Shit, hit me again, bro. I can't understand you, but still, though, hit me. I can understand the 20 piece. But you, sir, claim you know, but you never did. What? And I have to admit, if I was baked, this would get me. This little puzzle he wrote, if I was baked, I'm not baked though, but if I was baked, this would get me. That man said, but sir, you claim, but you never did. If that's not weed talk, I don't know what that is. That's, you know what that reeks of? That reeks of addiction. That reeks of addiction. You said, but you never did. But you, sir, claim, but you never did. Bro, that reeks of addiction. Bro, you need to go talk to them folk, man. See if they can get you a bed, nigga. Bro, you need to go get a bed. You gotta shut it down. Look at how you talking, man. You talking crazy, bro. Bro, you got to go. You let them people set you down for a minute. That man said, but you, sir, claim, but you never did. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea. And then he sent me $20. That man sent me $20 to tell me I claimed, but I never did. I don't know what I claimed. And you don't know what I've done, brother. I know what you doing. You kissing that blunt. You kissing that blunt early in the morning. That's what you doing. And you mad too, early in the morning. You wake up mad. You wake up mad talking about the Iraqis have the Iranians surrendered. Damn, they haven't surrendered yet. What damn? Or you gonna be mad for a minute, man, because they ain't gonna surrender. And if America leaves, they've already said that's a surrender. And they're saying that Trump's afraid to admit. Like the stream, man. I don't want to go to Iran, man. I don't like camels. I don't like campfires. I don't like a bunch of dudes. You know what? Maybe when I get like in my 80s, knowing me, I'm not sitting around no bunch of barracks, bunch of dudes running around in front of a campfire talking about days of old. Nigga, I'm at the bitch. Fuck you talking to? Nigga, I'm gone. I'm hollering at women, man. I don't know what y'all different, bro. Y'all just different. Like the stream, man. Yeah, that dude up here, he came up here with some Batman. The Riddler. The Riddler. You claim, he put, but you, sir, you claim, but you never did. You got to figure that out. What? That's high talk, though. For me, I don't pay that no attention. That's a dude whose brain has been turned to jelly because he's been smoking that blowing blunts. That's borderline brain damage. And it'll do that to you too, man. It'll mess your head up, brother. I don't know why we think it don't, man. That stuff mess you up. It messes up your thinking. You start thinking crazy, man. That man said, But you, sir, claim you know, but you never did. What? Can somebody fix what? That man said, you, sir, you claim, but you, bro, that is some, bro, you all right, though? No, Gar, you okay? No, I'm being for real, man. Is you all right, man? You need to go talk to them people, man. You need to book an appointment, man. You need to rehab or go get a clinical. Do you realize what you just sent me? You said, but you, sir, claim you know, but you never did. Bro, that's psycho talk. That's not even, that's not lucent. That's not a lucent conversation. That's that off the beaten path, over the border type talk. That man said, but you, sir, you claim, but you never did. And then the cherry on top of that wheat, that blunt stick, I can see that thing amber red as you said that, thinking that you making sense. Man, put that thing out, man, go to sleep, get up, go tell them white folks you need some help. They'll help you, brother. They'll help you. You need it. Let them set you down for about 15 days, man. Clean you out. Go in there and talk to them people, man. Sit down and tell them about why you do what you do. That man said, but you, sir, claim you know, but you never did. What the? And you know, I'm so glad that I'm able to see stuff like this, bro. You can't get me with this foolishness. I appreciate the $20 holler, though. You can't get me, bro. I know you on that stick. You smoking that stick, nigga. That man got that stick in his mouth. That's what happens too, man. It's these guys, they try to get intellectual and they got that stick in their mouth and they say crazy stuff. You claim you said, but you never did. You got when somebody's like that, you say, you're right. All you gotta do is say, okay, you're right. And then you go on, you move on, because you gotta let them people, because they'll do that to try to stunt you. You say, now, you say what? You say you claim, but you never did. Okay. You're right. I'm gonna do better though, okay? All right, we're gonna get somebody in and change these sheets. You okay? Okay. Yeah, you gotta let people like that go on, man. You move on them. It's not working, man. Iraq is not surrendering, and they're not afraid of America for that matter. A lot of these guys, they grossly overestimated how Iran would respond. They thought that they would buckle and that they would cave, and they haven't, and they didn't. And that's where we're at right now, where we are. This is real, man. Now, yesterday we ran a guy off. We didn't try to. We ran a guy called himself Fresh. We pretty much ran him off. He kept putting his foot in his mouth. He kept contradicting himself. So we basically ran him off. That's sad too, man, because the dude is smart, but he kept putting his foot in his mouth. I hate to see that, man. My people, man, we just suffer, man, needlessly. Yeah, he's a smart dude, but he kept putting his foot in his mouth. He's a Nigerian man, but he's raising his son to be a Chinaman. He's raising his son to be Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee Jr. Talking about money, man. What money got to do with it, man? I ain't raising no Bruce Lee. You want to see Bruce Lee? Go to China, motherfucker. I'm American, or I'm a black man. I'm gonna raise my son to be Leroy. Raising my son to be no damn Bruce Lee. Are the Chinamen raising their son to be black? Why am I raising my son to be a Chinaman? You probably could get away with your daughter doing that, but you can't do that to a man. A man's way and a man's travel is different than that of his woman. You probably could get away with that with a woman, but not a boy. Out here, man, if a dude came around my community speaking Mandarin, they gonna whoop his ass. They gonna whoop the noodles out his ass. I know they will. He can't come. He come around here. Yangto. They gonna whoop his ass. They gonna whoop the noodles out of him. And yeah, if I see it, I'm gonna get in the way. I'm gonna break it up. But damn, I'm gonna say, yo, man, why they get on you, man? I broke it up. He said, I speak all Mandarin. I said, well, why? I know Mandarin. I said, man, why you speak it though? Man, don't speak that shit, man. You're a brother, right? I said, you're a real one, right? I'm a real one, man. We speak that shit. I said, if you go to China, speak it, but here, don't never speak that shit. And don't tell nobody you know that. That's why you caught that fade, man. Come on, man. What you doing? You're a black man in America. What you doing out here talking about you speaking Mandarin and stuff? You trying to get one of these chicks then, right? No? You just speaking it for what? I see why they whooped your ass then. That's how that move, man. That's how that go. That's on you, man. That's your part. We got to change too, man. I don't think it's going to happen soon, but we got to change, man. I don't know what the black community going to do, man. We don't know what we want to be. We want to be China, man. We want to be Mexican. When we going to just be black, man, and be happy that we black? Be happy with it. I don't know, man.
What's going on with you, player?
What's up with you, Tabor?
Man, driving up, getting to this money. Hey, man, I kid you not. I was just listening to that, bro. Like, I spent like 2 hours. I listened to the last hour, and then I went back the hour before that. But, yeah, bro, like, there ain't nothing wrong with how you want to move, but certain things just don't make sense. And that be the problem with us out here, right? We can tell each other some things, but it got to add up. In most cases, even if it add up, we still don't listen. Or some of us, right? I'd never turn my nose up at somebody that's giving me some information that can help me, get through life. Because even a broke, poor man, a homeless person can give you some game, at least of how not to be poor. You feel what I'm saying? But that conversation last night was just wild, bro. Like, it was just wild. And I was on this top because it was like, man, I thought he was about to say something profound, but it wasn't. It was just a whole running. Like, we don't need no help, bro. Like, black American men, we don't need no help. We know what we need to do. Now, we choosing to do it or not, that's a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? But there's nobody coming from no other country with no entities that benefit us. That don't even make sense. Nobody has ever done that. They do it here, but they're from here. And we all know there's a monetary benefit in keeping the community the way it is. And I ain't arguing that. Get your money. However you get your money. That's why I always just be like, yeah, as they should. Let them get their bread. They go do what they go do. But yeah, that last night was wild, bro. Last night was
I
wild.
hate that he ran off though, man.
I knew it was coming. It just wasn't making sense. And
Yeah.
then when he said what he said about going to China, it's just like, bruh, you can't. Somebody said that he was standing 10 toes down, right? Which when I looked at her, I don't know if she's from here, but the definition of 10 toes down would be you not running from your problems, whatever that problem is. Now you can get sidetracked, but you still on top of that problem. No matter what it is, if it's where you come from, if it's your education of what you said you wanted to be, right? They went from him, he said he was a citizen, then he was like, nah, I'm just a resident, And it's just like you can't change nothing. You can talk about it, but you can't actively do nothing. And you're not even aligned up with somebody like myself who he said he was like, I hope you support me. It's like, why would I support it? I know you don't have nothing, like you have nothing I can go get behind. Which I would get behind certain things, but most people, like, you don't even know like what they got going on. Cause people they'll tell you one thing and on the back end you'll see some other things, be like, yeah, it's some scamming going on, big dog. You just trying to get at some bread, which is cool. But yeah, that China statement was, I would never tell my kid. I can be honest with you and say I wish I had a language to teach my kid. I will be hella proud of where I come from. I'm from Louisiana, right? So I can show her the culture. Her grandma can show her the culture of what we got going on. She can learn a few French words, but Cajun French is something that's dead. That nobody speak that unless you like with a whole bunch of old school people. But to put somebody else's language above my own, like, nah, G,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, and black man too.
that's a
And
bad look.
here in New York, I hate that. See, that's another thing. He don't understand the black community. He don't understand the black community. You don't. And then that son, I feel so sorry for that little boy. I
I
get it.
hate
You
mama.
want your kid to enjoy the finer things. I get that, but I think that he's missing the point. He needs to teach his kid Nigerian over this mandolin. That boy don't need to be speaking no mandolin because all that mandolin's gonna do is get his kid whooped up, get his head whooped up. Every
Yeah,
time he go to school, they're gonna whoop his head.
they go get
Yeah,
on them for real.
yeah, he's sitting around that Montai, they're gonna whoop that head.
Say something in Mandarin to a little hood kid. Yeah, what you call me? Yeah, we gonna two-piece you up, and I got a whole crew with me. But he said last night, he was like, he speaks Spanish because the people around him. That's what I asked about. Like, why y'all don't speak Spanish then? Because it'll be English because you have to, yo native language because it makes sense, and then Spanish at least because of your area, and then something that's across the world. That's just me though. That will make logical sense. But you can, this your kid. You can do what you want. And this is what I told my nephew, right? Me and my sister cool, but we not cool. But as some things that I told my nephew, I was like, I know a version of your mama that you've never met. I see you losing, but you don't see you losing. But you got to go through the motion as a man and understand that what your mom is telling you and what I'm telling you, they contradict each other because she's a woman and I'm a man. And you're going to end up living the male experience and not a female's experience, which is completely different. There's going to be somebody can come and save your mama at any age as far as a man goes. Nobody's coming to save you, homie. But some
Yeah,
cats learn that too late.
yeah. A lot of
And that's
times
why they
we
be out
do.
here messed up.
Unfortunately, that's the truth, man. We learn it too late, and I wish it wasn't like that, but that's the way things go.
Yeah. So if I had to fail, me and my niece be talking about it. Got a little plan for him, trying to help him out. We got our other little niece moving out of our hometown. We having a conversation like, you don't need to be over there. It ain't nothing out there for you. All it is just depression. It's a small country town. Come move to the city. We'll help you out. We'll put some paper in your pocket. My little niece do hair and stuff like that. So you can go tap into that, but you can't make a person see where they're at is you can't make a person leave where they're from when they know that other places is gonna be like way faster than the small country town you in. It
Well,
just
what is she trying to get in that small country town?
nothing. She's doing regular jobs.
And
She
she's
have
grown.
no.
She grown.
She 21.
She ready to leave.
Yeah and no.
What do this right here? If you do bring her out, tell her we're not bringing you out to get dogged out by one of these city guys. We bring you out so that you can do better.
And see, I had a conversation
Don't
with
bring
her
her
about
out
that.
there to get played and hustled. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. And see what you talking about. the dude that she talking to now, three kids, three baby mamas. We
Yeah, she got
can't
to move
stop
on
that.
from that. She wants success in life.
We don't know what she wants. There's
Well,
there's a backstory that
you
we
tell her
can't,
that now. No, you got to tell her that now. You got to say, well, you want to be successful, yes or no. That's up to her now.
yeah.
When it fails, three kids, three baby mamas. When she's 40 and she's talking to you, say, well, you want me to say? I told you. You refuse to listen.
Yeah. My
You do.
niece, the first time I spoke to her, I didn't speak to her for 5 years almost, maybe longer than that. So she was way younger the last time I seen her. And my niece told me after I spoke to her, which was like earlier this year, or middle of last year, my bad, because she came out to Houston. She was like, you made her cry. She's like, she never had nobody talk to her like that. So the same way I be on the lives talking, I'm talking to her like that. She's like, Uncle, you gotta remember this is a female. I know you talk a certain way, but yeah, you made her feel a certain way. But it seemed like you got through to her, but she seemed hurt because you told her some truth she ain't never heard before. I told her, I was like, how else do I supposed to talk to her? I don't know no other way. I can try to coddle her through something, but that's not helping because she already going through what she going through. She need a dose of reality. But yeah, man, we and that's a parent situation. But most people, parents put them through a bad situation. That's why a lot of people deal with trauma. And they grow up thinking things are okay. And the reason why you stuck when it comes to certain conversations or certain situations is because how you was raised. And you can't get out of that. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard for you. So, but I understood what the dude was talking about last night. It was sad though, bro. It was sad to hear, like, to possibly be
It
smart.
was. No, you're right. Now that you say that, it sort of hurt me because my expectations are so better for a guy like that.
It sounded like somebody put in some back end work and it was up to him. But when you don't have too much going on, you almost listen to anybody. And it'd be just straight foolishness. This the you hanging in the hood and you started smoking because your friends started smoking and they broke, so you broke. You don't want to get away, you don't want to miss it. It sounded like he had aspirations at some point in his life for the paralegal. Now I don't know what happened to it, but now you got kids and a wife, which is cool because life goes on. But it seemed like your dream got shut down because of you wanted to feel something. And they got people in the same situation as you, and they dream didn't stop. But I don't know his personal situation. But he got the right to feel and how he feel and move how he move based on his own situation. Yeah, but that was a whole bunch of hopping around, not really getting through nothing, knowing where you stand.
You're right. You're right, man. But we try, man. We try to help where we can. Unfortunately, we're not always going to be successful,
Nah.
but we try. We tried to help him, man. He ran off.
Yeah, when I'm telling you, I was listening back to the live. It seemed like it was some attack stuff, but I'm just listening to the conversation. That's why I was able to just pinpoint certain things. And I know I aggravated because I'm listening to him like call me what he called me, and to me it's just like, bro, I've been called that type of stuff with my partners. So to hear from a random person, I really don't care because it don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? I can still stay on point. I can get loud about it, but I'm still on point about what we're talking about. So it was just a whole lot of hopping around, man, from the politics to the personal, and the calling me on the truck driver situation is like that's what I do. It's an easy money for me because I like driving. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind staring out this window. I'm in New Mexico going to Arizona right now, and it's early morning, so you can only imagine these views, these mountains. You know what I'm saying? That's for me though. I'm comfortable by myself. I'm probably too comfortable by myself to be honest with you.
Well, that's where we're at, man. And we tried. Trump says they got to surrender. They're not surrendering. I'm not sure if his perception of how he comes across to them, that they share that. I don't think they look at it the same way.
And I said in the comments, they ain't got nothing to lose. They got everything to gain from this, at least on the reparation side, because that money gonna have to be funneled through somebody first, and we already know how that's gonna work out. The boys that's at the top, they go eat first, and the rest of y'all can get crumbs.
I
And
hope
y'all can
not.
catch them if you catch them. You say what?
I hope not.
I mean, it's too many people that we didn't help. America didn't help, and you look at their situation, it'd be like they look like they worse off. I mean, you see the people with money. They not.
Yeah,
I
they
think
do.
it was a dude. I don't know what I heard of that man, and the dude was like, certain people they get money and their kid is like educated in Europe, right? They bank in France, they vacation in America. Like it was just crazy. And when the dude said it, I was like, man, that sounds about right. And because they didn't got theirs, because I got mine, you gotta go get yours. Boys don't have to look out for you, they can choose to, but they be having family members just as broke. And they could have came up, but they didn't want to do certain things. They don't want to fight. It's like everybody want to be king until it's time to be king, but they don't want to be king until the king arrives, right? And now you think you can do it better, and it's like, bro, you wasn't even really dealing with the back end logistics of it to even know how I got here. But you wouldn't be willing to put in the work, and I know that because you ain't standing beside me. I ain't gonna say shared power, but having some type of power in your own area. Like, why wouldn't you build up your own area? I know, and which we didn't get on. I know I have an entity. My name is attached to an entity in Houston, Texas, right? I know if you go to the trademark and patent office, right, the U.S. Trademark Patent Office, my name is attached to a trademark, right? Nobody knows that. It's only a selected few people that knows that. And the only reason why I got a trademark is because one day I got stuck in a snowstorm in Michigan. And I met this white dude who fixed my computer. He owns a business out there, right? And he seen, or I told him what I was doing because he was asking about it. And I told him, he was like, you need to get a trademark. You need to look into it. Now, it took a year. It took about $1,500. And I waited on it for a year. They called me. I had to be compliant. I had to send in different things over some time, but then it got granted to me. So I have that. So I can tell you I want to do some things in the community, but I know on the back end for us as black people in America, our paperwork don't be right. And the last thing I want to do is say I'm doing something and then somebody look at the paperwork and be like, yeah, your paperwork all wrong. Your entity ain't even aligned with what you do. Why you don't have this trademark, right? Or why ain't you moving like this or like that? This is why I'm working so hard. So when I go home, right, I don't need to ask nobody for no money. I ain't gonna have to
Mhm.
step and fetch nobody. If you don't want to rock with me, that's cool. I'm gonna put up the money for my own events. If to you it may look like a loss, to me it took me a long time to get here, so I'm winning, and I'm cool with that. But a lot of people talk, man. That's me in Houston. Now where that may go after that, because it's an app attached to it and some other things that go on in it as far as the back end. But a lot of people, it's easy to talk, man. It's hard to really put it in work and keep it up despite what happened to you. You know, life and the people you allow in your life.
You're right, man. You're exactly right. But the whole Trump, Pete, Hegseth, it's not working. The Iranians are not backing down. This war is going further and further. This military excursion or whatever they want to call it, it's lasting longer than they thought. Clearly, America has more weapons, more advanced weapons, etc. We see that with Israel. Yet Iran is fighting back. They're fighting back with the weapons they have. They've made slight adjustments. The terrain of Iran, they know it's dirt and grass and stone and caves. They're used to that. Their people have been living like that for 20 years. Americans are used to cell phones and Ubers, and it's going to be hard for them to make that adjustment, man. I feel sorry for our U.S. service people who are put over there in Iraq because they've got to go through this knowing, fully well knowing that what are they fighting for? This is a war of convenience. Trump
Man,
decided to go to war. He
I
just made a decision to go to war.
I got a question. Like I'm looking at mountains right now, right? We really don't have missiles that can pierce mountains. Is that really not a thing?
Not really. I mean, they can, but those are very expensive.
Everything is expensive.
Well, you got to pay for it though, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are you start talking about able to go into a mountain and blow up. Those are bunker busters. Those are very expensive. When you talk about what Iran is using, that's basic stuff. That's almost you can buy that at Home Depot. It's just a drone. They've weaponized the drone, but it's just something that the regular person can buy. People
so
use
so
that
they
to
got
hunt
like,
all the time. They use those
yeah.
the drones that Iran uses. You can buy them on Amazon. They're the same drones you use to hunt. You're looking for deer. The drone goes up and it looks around, and you can get it in infrared. So then you can see movement. You say, okay, there's a deer 300 feet from my position. So the drone is up there searching. It's going around in circles. So then you navigate and try to find you a deer. And you can actually take, if it's a big drone, you can put the deer on the drone. But no, this stuff that they're doing, yeah, you can't even compare going in a cave. Nah, there's a lot of caves in Iraq. And you talking about 90, man, you talking about 90 million people. That's hard to get. We don't normally fight wars like that. 90 million people?
That's militarized.
For Iran, it is damn near about at least 30 of them. At least 30 of them got weapons. They've
Well, they
always put the
go ahead.
weapons. They've always given their people weapons. Iraq did it.
Since they like kids, right?
Well, yeah, that
But that's
and
not
it,
them.
no. They expect to be invaded, so they hand weapons out to factions within the country, saying, if this happens, fight for Iran, fight for this country.
All hands on deck.
Yeah, and a lot of them are doing that because of the way that they're being displayed in the media. They don't like it.
Man, see, it'd be tough, man. It's like, the angry man said it. He was like, we hit certain people hit the geographical lottery. I am so lucky to be here based on everything else, because I really didn't have to. I mean, life has been a certain way, but they got some things when you look at it online, it's just like, man, I can live like that. But I've been living comfortable all my life. So, or technically compared to that, in some cases. I understand people got money and they live different, but looking at these mountains and it ain't no green grass and it ain't no big trees and can't throw no parties, that's tough living.
Yeah, it's a different type of people, man. They've grown accustomed to living in ways that we have not. Their idea of fun is smoking a pipe, passing around a pipe amongst the elders, bunch of old men, dusty, and then you got camels. You're around stinking camels. That's what I'm saying. America, we don't look at it like that. We ask for more. We search for more out of our lives and out of our situation. We don't want to spend time with a camel. We look at a guy who tells you at times, because he doesn't have a woman, he uses his camel. We look at a guy like that needs to be committed. But that's a different country over there. They do stuff like that.
Man, I didn't roll from I had to go through Oklahoma, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and I'm about to hit Arizona. Well, I'm in Arizona now. And the roads are it's just easy traveling, right? And I've been all over this country. It's easy traveling, man. So again, when you see that online and you see how they living and what the kids gotta do and how the women gotta live, it's just like, man, somebody getting some money over there, but it seems like they really don't care for their people. But I mean, they care how they care. I can't tell somebody how to love, what they love.
Somebody in the chat talking about Obama.
Or what he
Obama,
did.
when did he get out? In 2015?
16, 50, yeah, 15.
They still talking about that. You want to talk about some derangement syndrome, bro. The guys in the chat talking about Obama, that was 10 years ago. He's still mad.
The whole decade. Yeah, it's like, let it go, bro. Let it go. We done had 2 different presidents since then. 3 different terms.
Do you think
Yeah,
that
man.
black do you think black America is paying for Obama? Because we see they've turned back the voting rights. We see that they redistricting. They don't want black people to have any type of influence. Matter of fact, they were bragging that black people no longer have any power politically because they've drawn all those maps where the black vote becomes irrelevant because it's overshadowed by either Latinos or blacks. You saw that with Jasmine Crockett. Blacks are going to have a very hard time getting in office. Well, you wouldn't probably don't keep up with it, but they're going to have a hard time getting in
Yeah.
office.
And the reason why we would have a hard time is because at least back in the day, right, when certain things was going a certain way, we already know they hated on it. Right. I didn't roll through Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, it's nice, it's decent. But based on what they said it was back in the day, like we don't try to rebuild. Like we just tucked our tail. And old school, some people from like back in the day, they didn't build their own. It's kind of how like I told the dude that got on, and he was like his people or his kids went into the military, which ain't nothing wrong with it, right? But I was talking about how he could have built his own so his kids can walk into it and they have something, opposed to going work for somebody else that you know don't really like you. So you made the sacrifice, but they could have reaped a level of benefit that wasn't attached to nobody, in a sense, right? So it's a matter of what we teach our kids. And we trying to actually have some power. Is like I can say Gen Z or Gen Alpha, we would have to teach them certain things, but I mean they got the internet now. Everybody a scholar. You know what I'm saying? Kids out here getting rich at 15 years old. What can you tell them? And everything's about the money. They don't care about power. They rather just have the money, go outside. Whoever knows them knows them. The rest, as far as changing politics, they don't care about that because politics ain't working. We ain't
You're
got no
right.
good representatives. And if we did have a good representative, right, or the ones we do have, for the most part, I mean, there's always some scandal behind it. And it's just like, we understand you got the power, but we got to move a certain way. And if you don't, we ain't got nobody to look up to. They're not pushing the politicians that's standing up, changing things. That goes for almost anybody. They go get the least views online. But let that person be attached to something treacherous, then it's gonna go away. That'll blow up. Even if it's a lie. That gets more active views and more engagement. But that's what people want. It ain't everybody getting it for themselves. They don't really care about community like that, man. It shows. It from our music to our daily activities. Everybody, any network that we on, is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. It ain't nothing that's like really Black American owned that we can really get behind. And even if we could, we ain't just about to. We don't want to see one of us up. You can go up, but you can only go so far until they coming for you. They coming to tear you down just as fast as they built you up, and they'll tear you down faster than they built you up because it's gonna take years to get up. But it only take what 2-3 days now to just completely fall apart. People taking contracts
Mm-hmm.
real quick. Whatever we gave you, we gonna snatch it back. And it's big money with it. And people complain about it, and it's just like, well, you still can still support, but you
Yeah,
don't.
you're right.
So them moving around on the politics, man, I get it, man. Just everything. I just get it. I understand there's certain laws, like I told you with Trump and them and what they doing. And it's like we were talking about, you was like, they can't do certain things. I'm just like, I hear you, but they doing it. They violating, you know what I'm saying? And they got fall guys, and there's probably 100 dudes that'll like go up to bat for him just to protect him. Just because they actually believe what he got going on.
I got you, bro. I got you, man. With Trump and Pete, it's not working. They're trying to put fear in the Iranians, and it's not working. And the Iranians, slowly and surely, they're taking over world support worldwide. They're gaining the support. They can say the Iranians are trying to get nukes. They can say all these things about them, but the people across the board are not believing them. They're not believing them.
Do you actually think selective services could be activated this year, which would be the draft?
They could if they wanted to, yeah, if they needed them. But that's a death sentence to get drafted and boots on the ground in Iran. That's it.
Yeah, at that point, it'd just be bodies, bodies outside, and it seemed like they got guerrilla warfare tactics. They really outside, like they not. They, oh my bad. They not really they're not really trying to make the situation overall better. I mean, the end result, I mean, push come to shove is reparation. So even if they lose, sound like they gonna still win.
Yep. And that's the long and the short of it. Tabor, we finna go ahead and shut this down, man.
That's a bet,
And
player.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate you, brother.
For sure.
And we out of here, man. Look, like, share, support, hit the cash app, hit the super chat. We want to go over this. Trump says Iran, they're not going to stop until Iran's unconditional surrender. Okay, we don't know how long that's going to be. But hey, the optics are not necessarily good. I don't think Iran's buying into what they say. But that's just the way things go, man. We appreciate you, man.
That's a bet, man. You be cool.
All right, brother.